Hello, welcome to the league's first ever video cast. I'm coming live from league headquarters in Essex. I'd like to welcome you all back for another year of fantasy football. I am your league champion, your commissioner and your host for these preview shows of the last season and hopefully for this season, for some at least. I hope to be able to give you an insight into our league and give you some predictions, get some chatter going amongst the league as to who ultimately is going to come away with this year's title. Firstly, we'll start off with the first 4 games of the year. I think the first game, you've got to start with your league champ. So, Calvin and the Chipmunks coming out, league champions, going up against a very solid third place last year in 50 Shades of K. A great team name. Got to say it's probably the best team name in the league. You know, this is the kind of match where I feel Simon has built a deep team. You know, it's not going to blow you out the water. It's not a team that's going to smash you up. I don't think. You know, it could, but I don't think so. Sam has gone receiver heavy. You know, you got your Calvin Johnson, your Jordy Nelson, your Brandon Marshall. You know, these are guys who could be a wide receiver 1 or 3 of them. He's got 3. You know, his running backs, there's question marks. You know, but I think he's given himself enough options to have that position solidified. And he's got a great quarterback in Colin Kaepernick, and he's got Roma. This is a good matchup and one that will be probably the game to watch this week. It's going to be a tough one. I'm going to go with a 5-point win for Calvin and the Chipmunks, and here's why. It's going to be a passing week. Defences aren't going to be ready for some new schemes, maybe for Jay Cutler's back. You know, Brandon Marshall, I think, is a big week in store. Jordy Nelson going up to Seattle. You know, some people don't think that's going to be a big match. I think there's points available in that game. I think Jordy Nelson's going to be the guy to get him. If it's not him, who is it? Randall Cobb, maybe. But I think he's going to get some points. He's going to get the job done. I think it does come down to a couple of lucky plays. I think it does. I think who's going to get the luck? But my gut is that to go with the league champ, you know, and I'm predicting a 5-point win for Calvin and the Chipmunks. Next match I want to look at, it's the bargain basement of the league. You know, it's the weakest part of the league. It's George Ashley's Colts going up against the best Smith brother. Well, is he? We'll see. I doubt he's the best Smith brother. I mean, he's probably the third best Smith brother. But anyway, I think this is George Ashley's to lose. You know, his team is good. It's auto picked. It's a good team. I don't think it's anywhere near the best team. Is it a 7th place team? Absolutely. Is Tom's team an 8th place team? Very possibly, you know. I'm going to go with George Ashley for the win here. It's a shocker, I know. But you're looking at your 7th and 8th, no question, in the league, if you ask me. I mean, it's poor. It's a real poor match. It's a shame the league has to see someone like George Ashley not even signing in. You know, I know he's going out, but he's got to sign in and check his team. It's poor effort, and the league will be clamping down hard on this year. We'll be watching. Tom, he's got lot of work to do. That later rounds weren't good. The shocking draft, and he needs to do some work, otherwise he's in big trouble. Next match, this is a match I really like. I think this could be really good. It's going to be Ollie Hume, my favourite player in the league. I'm not even going to deny he's a renegade. He'll do things that no one else has got the guts to do. You know, drafting a kicker in the 5th round, who does this? Ollie Hume does this. You know, his draft all round solid. I know it was late to the draft. We'll forgive him for that, but all round solid. I think he could have done He could have done with a couple more picks in the rounds where he took the kicker in his defence. You know, I think he's going to struggle this year without his man Peyton. Peyton dragged him through last year. I think this could be the year we see an Ollie Hume meltdown. Maybe, you know, the guy he's going to have to do a lot of work to pull this one out of the bag. And you got your man Craig Willis, you know, your co-commissioner, your runner-up last year. He does stuff that some people wouldn't do as well, you know. Throw some curveballs out there, you know. He took Gronk last year. He's going with Peyton 7th pick this year. Peyton's 7th pick, is it too early? Some people would say it is. Ollie went with him 2nd pick last year. It worked pretty well for Ollie, you know. It worked pretty well. Can he recapture that form? I think there's some question marks. He hasn't got Welker. He hasn't got Decker. He's got Sanders coming in to replace him. He's still got Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas, you know. Running game question marks. He's Monty Ball, the guy there. I don't know if he's going to be able to recapture that form. I'm going to go with a Craig Willis win. I think it's going to be a 10-15 point win. I think Ollie's going to be in it still, but I think he's going to have to do some work to pull this one out of the bag, you know. Lastly, our last match is going to be the Seahawks. You know, cocky owner from what the league has seen over the last year. unimpressive sort of attitude towards the rest of the players in the league, and he's gonna have to do some work in his depth. He's probably got the best starting team, you know. I say probably, you can never say guarantee. He's probably up there, you know, but his bench is appalling, you know, appalling. I think he's had a shocker in the later rounds. He's got to do a lot of work on the waiver wire. He got away with it last year. He got first on the waiver wire, picked up Julius Thomas, you know. He's going to need something like that again. Andrew Bronnin, the Badminton Bashers, I like him. He's bold, he's brash, and his name is Bronnin. You know, he's going to give it his all. He's drafted well, you know, he was bold in the draft. You know, first pick in the draft, it's not as easy as people think. Adrian Peterson, an easier pick. Shady McCoy, an easier pick. He goes with Jamal Charles. That's a tough one to argue for, but he's gone with his gut, and I think it's the right pick. You know, I think he's gone bold and brave. You know, that's what I think. I think that's what defines his draft. You know, some first year rookie mistakes, but overall a good draft from Bronnin. In this match, it's going to be a win for Charles. I think he's going to blow some people out of the water in some weeks. You know, no question. I think he's going to have some weeks where he scores. He'll be the highest scoring player in certain weeks. For the best week, it'll be Charles, I think. Right now, if I had to say right now, hand on heart. But he's got no consistency in that team. Weeks where there's buys, he's going to really struggle. Injuries are going to kill him. If he gets 1 or 2 injuries, and he's 1 or 2 for him, then he's done. No question, you know, and that's what I'm taking into account when I do my end of season review for where I think people are going to finish. But I've got him coming in at a solid win this week, but he's going to need to do a lot of work. We'll quickly do our placings for the year. So in 8th place, Tom Smith. He's a shocker. Sorry, Tom, but I can't put anyone else there. 7th place, George Ashley. Auto pick has helped him, you know. Funnily enough, I think he would have been 8th otherwise. I'm just going to put him above there because auto pick did a better draft than he probably would. You know. 6th place, tight, very tight. I think comes to a tiebreaker. I think Ollie's 6th. I think he's just drafted that kicker too early. Unless this kicker turns into Peyton Manning, I think he's in massive trouble. 6th place, but I think he'll learn from this draft. I think next year he's going to be a big player. I fancy him. If I had to pick for a year in advance, I think Ollie's going to have learned from his mistakes. He's going to be big, and he's going to come through and win it. I'm going to go with 5th place. You know, not making the playoffs. I'm sorry. It's the Seahawks. They're not making it. He's not making it with that team. The team is going to struggle. He's going to get injuries. He's going to run out of players. 5th place. He's going to be devastated with that. He's going to complain. He's going to moan. He's going to say this, and that. He's going to be a Ludlow and say that people pay for players. You know, he's going to make excuses. But at the end of the day, his team's not good enough. It wasn't good enough last year. It's not going to be good enough this year. In 4th place, I'm going to go with Andy Bronnin. You know, I think he's going to sneak in there. I think he's got enough. I think Breeze is going to be the key to this. I think if Brandon Cooks does fly like some people think he's going to, I think it's a no-brainer with Andy in 4th. You know, it's a bold pick from me. It's could backfire. He could finish 6th, 7th. I don't think any lower than that. I think Breeze is going to keep him in there. He could finish 3rd. You know, I think Andy's a 3 to 7 kind of guy this year. Playoffs, I think he's going out first round. But you know, semi-finalist first year, that's a good start. In 3rd place, I'm going with the league champ. You know, he's going to have weeks where touchdowns. You know, Jimmy Graham, Calvin Johnson, Nelson, Brandon Marshall. You know, these guys are going to score in points. His running backs will be solid some weeks, and they're going to take him away. He's going to win some games. He's also going to have some absolute shocking weeks. I think week 9, week 10, week 11. Look for those middle weeks for him to really struggle. You know, he's going to have to do some great managerial skills. He had them last year. Can he do it again this year? Can he go with that 12-2 record? 13-2 record. Last year, only a couple of losses. You know, he was unbeaten for many weeks. Can he do it again? It's tough. He's got it in him. He's probably the bravest manager in this league. He gives it his all. He knows what he's talking about. I think the record, I think he's going to struggle. I think 10 wins, he makes the playoffs. I think he's in there somewhere thereabouts. 2nd place, I'm going to go with Craig Willis, you know. I think if he'd have had a couple different picks, he loves his rookies, he loves his Sammy Watkins, you know. It's a wasted pick. I think it's a wasted pick. I don't see him getting more than 1,000 yards. I don't see him starting. It's a waste of a pick. Go with your sleeper, go with your solidifying running back for cover for injuries, you know. Arian Foster, that's a gamble. You know, if these gambles pay off, he's flying. I think he's a 1 to 4 guy. I don't think he's not going to be in the playoffs. Maybe 5th. He could miss it just. He's a playoff player. He'll be in there. You know, at the end of the day, he'll be in there and he'll be in the hunt again. First place, hate to say it, 50 Shades of K, Simon K. Best player, he's had the best draft if you ask me. I think all round depth he's built, he's got some good sleepers in Ingram, he's got CJ Spiller in the 4th, 5th round I believe. You know, that's a great pick, first rounder last year. I think he's going to be first in the league, but we all know Simon K quite well. We all know what he's like for a meltdown in his everyday life. I think we could see a playoff meltdown. I think he could make some shocking decisions and it could cost him the title. I think it's probably his title to lose right now, but it's all going to change. You know, this is a pre-season, still pre-season. We've got like 4 hours till the season starts. Can't wait. But I think it's a gamble. Not a gamble. I think it's a crapshoot. You know, anyone can win it, of course. But I think right now I'm going with Simon K as my league first place regular season. Playoffs. I mean, if you go off my rankings, you got Sai against Brunning, you got Sam against Craig. I think we know it's going to be a Sam-Simon final. You know, Craig. You know, Sam's got his number. He's beaten him twice, and he's beaten him in the playoffs. He beat him in the final. I think this is the kind of match where Craig's going to overthink it. I think he's going out. Brunning, he's not going to have enough at the end of the day. I think Simon's just going to do him. And then in the final, I don't want to call it. Obviously, it's a bit of a bias from the league commish, but you know, when you're a two-time champ. He's probably, if he is a two-time champ, he's going to be an arrogant son of a bitch, you know. And that is all I've got to say today. 11.5 minutes, you know. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope I can bring some guests on, maybe some of you guys in the league before you go away. You know, Simon K, I know he's going to be in the other side of the country, but we hope we can get some of you on to do maybe one more video cast before the end of it, before you go, to have a preview show for week 2. I'd like to have Simon come on the show next week, so hopefully we can set that up for you. But 12 minutes, I hope you enjoy it. Good luck this week, and we'll be back next week with our review show of the week gone, and that'll be a typed thing, and also we'll be doing a preview show, maybe a video cast with Simon K. Thank you.